Daniel Habedank, date night. Date night. Daniel Habedank.
I am a caring husband and a loving father, but I have a confession to make. I went on a date night. It was a night of alcohol, addiction, and prostitution. Why would I place myself in that situation? Well, I will tell you. Addiction. I consider myself a writer, and part of being a writer is being addicted to storytelling. My current addiction is an animated feature called The Seedling. I'll tell you a little bit how it goes. The Seedling is a modern day fairy tale, and it's about a young wood nymph who lives in the glen. And this glen is situated on a farmer's property. Now this farmer's angry. He does not want the wood nymphs to live on his property, and he wants to rid himself of that part. So, the glen is gets its energy from a giant mystical tree at the center of it. And this tree gets rejuvenated every 1,000 years by a seedling that goes floating down on the wind. But we have a problem. This seedling has been blown off course and is now situated somewhere in Auckland City. Now the young wood nymph, Lelina, has to go out and find the seedling. So she has to venture out of the glen. Now the farmer knows about this and he pursues her. Lelina, on her way, discovers two children. Taylor, a 14-year-old, very extroverted teenager, and an overindulgent 8-year-old Ben. Now these two have a very strong sibling rivalry. But they join Lelina on this journey into Auckland City, and on their way they run away from the farmer and also get into some comical situations and also some very scary ones. In the end, they all end up at Farmer Brown's property, and the property crashes down around them and they run for their lives in order to save the glen, to plant the seedling in time. Now, I'm very fond of this story, and I've given you a very basic outline here. And nothing would please me more than to see this story on the big screen. This is where the alcohol comes from. They say no one's ever found the answers at the bottom of a bottle. I was determined to be the first. But not in the form of the liquid. I was going to drink producers. And producers are plenty. The Writers Guild started a date night for budding young writers and directors to pitch their ideas to producers. In this room we had 11 producers to hear your idea, and from that they will make up their mind if they want to be involved in your project. Now, why are we so desperate to get a producer's attention? Well, the short answer is funding. For any writer to get to the next stage of script development, they need a producer attached to the project. To make a short film, to get money, you need a producer attached to the project. And also, to basically take it to the next step of professionalism, you need a producer attached. Now, how hard can it be, you say? I'm sure it's a great story, you know, producers would love to have a go at that. Well, it's harder than you think. There are hundreds of writers here in New Zealand and only a handful of active producers. So, but this was where one big chance. I was going to drink 11 producers on that night. So we were crammed into this dingy little den, and there was all these tables outlined, and there were all these seats around, and producers were sitting on the inner circle, and then the writers would sit on the outside circle. The idea, you had 3 minutes to pitch your idea. Before the whistle blew, you had to move on to the next producer. Pitch your idea again. There was a form of sedative that night, in the form of shot glasses. Each writer was allowed to have a shot glass before they pitched their ideas. It would be a very intense 33 minutes, I tell you that. The writers were, first there were 22 writers and 11 producers, so that we writers were split up into 2 groups. So like lambs to the slaughter, we were sort of cast aside at the edges of the room there. Now I was in the second group, so I got to see the first 11 writers do their rounds. And I tell you, it was a sorry sight indeed. Seeing these writers prostituting themselves from one producer to the next, batting their eyelids, love me, And the producers who were spoiled for choice, well, some liked them and some were just chewed up and spat out. But anyway, it gave me a really good idea and a feeling for the producers. So, there I was. The first half went, the next half we're about to go on. So I sat there in my little seat there, and opposite me was the chair where the producer sits. And the bell went, bang. There I sit, no producer. Oh my God, she's still at the bar. Everyone else was pitching wildly. 20 seconds goes by. 30 seconds, there she is, finally. I have my one-page outline written out, and I say, hi, my name's Daniel, this is my pitch, it's called The Seedling. And I started rattling off, and I basically was reading my outline because I was so nervous. I got about 3/4 of the way through, and bang, the whistle blew, I had to get up. Oh my God. So I just gave a one-page outline. Please read this. Next person. I read it a bit faster the next time. Hi, my name's Daniel, and my story is called The Seedling. It's an animated feature, and blah, 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 and off I went. Bang, whew, I made it to the bottom of the page. Bang, whistle blew. Are you interested in the story? Oh, no, it's not really interested in. Okay, fine, wasted my time. Anyway, so that went on. Next producer, rattling off. By the end of it, that's thoroughly cut down my proposal. You basically get an idea in the first 10 seconds whether that's the kind of story they're interested in. No use wasting your breath going through every little detail. But anyway, so that was my prostitution for the night. And I have to say that was an excellent experience. No one really was as enthusiastic about the project as I was. But I did learn a few things, and I had some really great recommendations of where to take it further. But that's another story. So in conclusion, I would like to say that much to my family's dismay, the date night, the night of addictions, alcohol and prostitution, I would gladly do it all over again.